Welcome to Shiksharthi, and today we are going to continue the remaining questions of the probability exercise 15.1. I'm starting with question number 13 here in this case. Let's start with the 13th question here. A die is thrown. Find the probability of getting a prime number, a number lying between 2 and 6, and an odd number. See, we have this idea about die 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All these events are equally likely. Please mention here all events are equally likely. This you need to mention. And then getting a prime number, probability of getting a prime number. So identify what are the prime numbers here. 2, 3 and 5 are the prime numbers. So number of favorable upon total number must be number of favorable are 3 out of total 6. It is 1 by 2 is what I get here in this case. Next, the number lying between 2 and 6. So you can see how many numbers are lying between 2 and 6. 3, 4 and 5. So here the number which I am looking at have to be between 2 and 6, he said. So probability of getting such number between 2 and 6 are 3 possible. So my answer is again 3 upon 6. Cancel 1 by 2. Odd numbers. What are odd numbers? You see the circle ones are odd numbers here in this case. 1, 3 and 5 are odd numbers. So probability of getting an odd number here is equals to 3 out of 6, which is 1 by 2 again. So very easy question. If I remember the die, then I can write. So you can add some words here to make a good presentation, but this cannot be a big question. This have to be always a small question for scoring marks. Next one, friend. We all know the bifurcation of the cards. Okay. So one card is drawn from a well-shuffled deck of 52 cards. Find the probability of getting a king of red color. If you observe, king, we have 4 kings in this. 2 from red color, 2 from black color we have. What are red colors? Diamond and what is other one? Diamond and heart. So you can say diamond and heart. So my question is to get king of red color. So these are the king of red color. I have 2 possible cases out of 52. So my first bit here is 2 out of 52 is the answer. So if I cancel it, it should be 1 upon 26. That's your first bit here. Now looking at the second bit, all of you. What is the second bit? A face card. What are face cards, my friend? A face card is said to be Jack, Queen and King. And every one of them, like diamond, heart, spade and club, all 4 will have 3 cards of Jack, Queen and King. So total number of face cards are 12 out of 52. And you can see 12 and 52 both are multiples of 4. So this would be 13 times and this would be 3 times. I'm sorry. This have to be 3 times here in this case. 3 out of 13 is the answer for this. Okay. Now third bit in this, bit number 3. Question is a red face card. A red face card. So what is a face card, my friend? JQK. Red would be, here there are 3 and here there are 3. In red cards, the total will be 6. So here probability of getting red face card. Red face card is equal to, there are 6 out of 52 and both are multiples of 2. So this is 3 times and 26 times. 3 upon 26 is the answer for this. Next one. If you look at it, fourth one in this. A jack of hearts. So you can say heart will have only one jack card. What are the cards heart will have? Heart will have 2, 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, J, Q, K are the set of 13 cards, out of which jack will be only 1. So it should be heart as well as jack. So the probability of getting jack of heart, the probability of getting jack of heart is 1 out of 52. There will be only one card which will be jack of heart. Next one, fifth one in this case, it should be a spade. So spade will be how many cards here? Diamond are 13, hearts are 13, spade also will be 13, and club will be also 13. So my question is to get spade. So fifth question is probability of getting a spade, which is equal to something like 13 out of 52. So if you cancel, it is going to be 1 out of 4. Next one, a queen of diamond. Again, only one queen out of diamond. So sixth question here, probability of getting queen of diamond. And this will be only one card out of 52. So that's your answer, 1 out of 52. So if you know this basics I taught you, I told you what are face cards, what are honors cards, and what are numerical cards, how many numerical cards will be there, how many honors cards will be there. That discussion is sufficient here to clear this answer. Next, 5 cards. What are the 5 cards given here? 10, Jack, Queen, K, and Ace. These are the 5 cards of diamond. Fine. These are the 5 cards of diamond. Okay. So diamond case here are well shuffled. 5 cards, that is 10, Jack, Queen, King, and Ace of diamond, are well shuffled with their face downwards. One card is then picked up at random. So what did he do, my friend? He did not take the Jack of cards this time. He has taken only 5 cards of diamond, and those 5 cards, with only those 5 cards he is trying to play, or whatever the probability he want to do, he want to do with that. Now the question is, what is the probability that the card is queen? So available number of cards are only 5. So queen, probability of getting a queen is 1 out of 5. So queen is 1 out of these 5. So he's not playing with 52. That is what we need to remember, please. He's only taken a 5 cards, and based on that he's doing this. Okay. Now this is your first bit in this. Second bit. So whenever I'm taking a probability, need not have to be the total Jack of cards. See the question. Is he taking only red cards while playing? Is he taking only black cards while playing? Is he taking only heart cards while playing? That can be the total number of cards based on that. Now, if the queen is drawn and put aside, what is the probability that the second card picked up is an ace and B bit is queen? Okay, now what did he do, my friend? A queen card is kept aside. So here queen card is kept aside, means there is no queen card. So how many cards are left? These are the 4 cards are left. Now the question is, what is the probability of getting the card as ace? So probability of getting a card as ace. Now while drawing, he is clear that there are 4 different cards are left with him other than queen. He is left with 4 cards. So now the probability of getting an ace here is 1 out of 4 clearly. He don't have this card at all with him. He kept it aside, right? So now he is playing with only 4 cards. So the chances of getting ace is 1 among those remaining 4. So 1 out of 4 is the answer for this. And next one, B bit in this is to get a queen card, which is impossible. Because queen card he has kept it aside already. So he cannot have a queen card. So 0 out of 4, answer is 0 in this case. So these are the 2 questions which we can see. 16th one. 12 defective pens are accidentally mixed with 132 good ones. So damage plus good are 12 plus 132 we have. A total number would be 144 total. 144 as total number of what are say pens. In this, these are damaged ones and the other one are good ones. Fine. It is not possible to just look at a pen and tell whether or not it is a defective. Now majority of the time what happens, when I pick up a pen, I can't say by this that it is a good one or a defective one. I need to write, I need to check on the paper whether it is writing or not, and then only I will be able to say whether it is a defective or not. Okay, so otherwise he is also trying to say that there is no defect found on the outer side, defect free, and only it is not writing. Now one pen is taken out of the random from this lot. Determine the probability that the pen taken out is a good one. So how many are good ones here? 132. Out of total how many? 144. So probability of getting a good pen. Favorable 132, total 144 is what you have. And looking at the numbers, both are multiples of 12. This is 12 11 times and this is 12 times. So my answer is 11 out of 12 is the answer for this. And you always have the second method here. If I want to know the good ones, then it is probability of not defective. Am I right or wrong? So you can see we have defective and good pens both. So it is probability of not defective is what I need to do. So it is 1 minus probability of not defective, or defective we should take it. So this can be 1 minus. Defective pens are 12 out of 144, which is 1 by 12 here. Answer is 11 by 12 is what I get. Is that clear, all of you? So in both the methods, you can try this question here. Question number 17, a lot of 20 bulbs which contains 4 defective. Out of total 20, 4 of them are defective. One bulb is drawn at random from the lot. What is the probability that the bulb is defective? So, probability of getting defective bulb. How many defective bulbs are there? We have 4 defective bulbs out of total 20. So, 1 by 5 have to be the answer for this. Probability of getting a defective bulb. Now, if you look at the second bit, suppose the bulb drawn in first one is not defective and is not replaced. So, first attempt he has drawn a good bulb. Now, one bulb is drawn at random from the rest. What is the probability that the bulb is not defective? See what happened, I'll explain. See, initially good ones or defective both are there with us, right? And here please understand, good ones are 16, defectives are 4, and total number of bulbs are 20. So first what he did, out of 16 he kept one good bulb here. He kept it aside. Now the good bulbs left with them is how much? 15. And the total left with them is how much? 19. Now the question is, what is the probability that the bulb is not defective? That means now he is making a second draw. Forget about the first draw, he is making a second draw. So, probability of getting a second bulb that is not defective, that means it should be a good one. So, how many good ones are left? 15. Earlier it used to be 16, one we kept it aside. So, we are left with good ones as 15. So, it is 15 out of 19 have to be the required answer. So, this one you will not consider, and remaining only you will take it as a consideration. In the second draw he said. Please understand, this is a question. Okay. Next one. 18th one. A box contains 90 discs which are numbered from 1 to 19. Something like tickets. You have tickets from 1 to 19. Disc 1 you wrote 1. Disc 2 you wrote number 2. Disc 3 you wrote number 3, like that. You wrote 90 numbers. If one disc is drawn at random from the box, find the probability that it bears 2-digit numbers. Now suppose you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, so on up to 90. Please understand, these are the numbers you have on the disc. Now how many numbers are there? Total 90 numbers are there. I want 2-digit numbers. So eliminate the first 9 numbers. Out of 90, if you remove the first 9 single-digit numbers, you're left with all 2-digit numbers. So how many numbers are left with you? 81. So this will give you probability of 2-digit numbers. 2-digit numbers is what we have here. Okay, all of you? Both are multiples of 9. 9 upon 10 is the required answer for this. And what is second question? A perfect square number. Sir, from 1 to 90, if you remember your perfect squares, 1 square, 2 square, 3 square, 4 square, 5 square, 6 square, 7 square, 8 square, 9 square, 10 square is 100. We don't have up to 100. So this is 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64 and 81. Total number of, so probability of getting a per square, or you can say perfect square, is equals to 9 out of 90, which is 1 by 10 is what you can say. Is that clear? And next, the number is divisible by 5. So what I do, my friend, the number have to be divisible by 5. So I'll take it here. probability of number divisible by 5. So what are the numbers we have here? We have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, so on up to 90. This is 5 into 1, 5 into 2, 5 into 3, up to 5 into 18. So favorable are 18 out of 90. Or you can say every fifth number is a multiple of 5. So 90 divided by 5 will give you 18. So my answer to this is 1 by 5 is the required answer. Right. A die, next question, 19th one. A child has a die whose 6 faces shown the letters as shown below, and you can see A, B, C, D, E, A. You can see A got repeated, my friend. Out of 6, 2 A's we have. Only A got repeated. And the question is, if it is thrown once, what is the probability of getting A? Probability of getting A here is 2 in favor out of 6. Fair enough? So that is going to be 1 by 3. And probability of getting D, my friend, only 1 D we have here. So 1 out of 6 have to be the answer. That's the final answer. Sorry, 1 out of 6 is the final answer. So very easy question. Next question. Suppose you drop a die at random on a rectangular region. Show that in the figure 5.15.6, what is the probability that it will land inside the circle with a diameter of 1. My friend, the circle's diameter is 1 meter. So the radius of the circle have to be half meter. And what is area of a circle? Area of circle would be pi into half square, which is pi by 4. And what is area of the rectangle? Area of rectangle is equals to 2 into 3, 2 meter into 3 meter, which is 6 meters square, and here we have square meter for the area of the circle. Now the question is, I need to fall, the die have to fall on the circle. So favorable place is the area of circle out of the total rectangle. So here probability will be equal to, probability is equals to area of square is area of circle is the favorable place, and area of the rectangle is what we have here. Area of the rectangle. What is area of the square? Circle, pi by 4 upon 6. So this will be pi upon 24 meters square. I mean, not meter square is required, because meter square will get cancelled here in this case. Is that clear? So answer is going to be pi upon 24 is the answer for this. So favorable area, where I want my die to be in circle. So circle is the area which is favorable and of total rectangular area. So that is your answer. Next question. A lot of 144 ball pens, of which 20 of them are defective and the others are good. Noori, say you already did this kind of questions. Out of 144, 20 are defective. So your remaining 124 have to be good ones. And based on that, you have to answer this question. I think this you can try it by yourself. Next one, friends. Refer to an example 13, complete the following table. Okay. So here, now when you see, whenever you are trying to take 2 dice, you can see this arrangement. Already we have discussed this arrangement in the basics. There will be total 36 outcomes here. So that is why every outcome is 1 out of 36. Now sum of the 2 dice have to be 2. There is only one case you see, 11 or 1 1. Sum of the 2 dice is 2. So only one case out of 36. Therefore it is written as 1 out of 36. Now getting the sum as 3. You see 1 2 or 2 1. So this is to be 2 out of 36. Next, getting the sum as 4. You can see 1 3, 2 2, 3 1. Sum is 4. So these are 3 cases out of 36. Sum to be 5. So you can say add all these. 1 4, 4 1, 3 2, 2 3, 1 4. There are 4 cases out of 36 here. The sum to be 6. Here you see 6. 1 2 3 4 5. So this is going to be 5 out of 36. The sum to be 7. Diagonal all. 6 out of 36. And this goes in reverse order. This is 2 by 36. same as this in a reverse order, something like polytron. So this will be 3 out of 36 and 4 out of 36. So this is 12, this is 11, this is 10, this is to be 9 and so on. So you know how to arrange the rest and do you get this array? Okay. Next question all of it. A game consists of tossing a 1 rupee coin 3 times and nothing its outcome each time. NIF wins if all the tosses gives the same result, that is 3 heads or 3 tails, and loses otherwise. Calculate the probability of NIFT will lose the game. So again the arrangement. So in this question it is said, you can see the arrangement when I am tossing 3 coins 3 different times and all. And what did he say? He'll win if all 3 results are same. That is 3 heads, you can say this. Or if he get 3 tails, again he wins. So you can see winning chances are 2 out of 8. So probability of winning is 2 out of 8, which is 1 by 4. Then probability of lose must be 1 minus probability of win. So here 1 minus 1 by 4, the chances of losing are 3 by 4. My question is to find the chances of losing. So now we'll go for this 24th question. Given a die is thrown twice, what is the probability that 5 will not come up either times? That means 5 should not come up on the first die and the second die. So it is thrown twice. So you can observe that normally whenever a dice is thrown twice, you'll get an outcomes like 1 1, 1 2, 1 3, 1 4, 1 5, 1 6. Similarly 2 1, 2 2, 2 3, 2 4, 2 5, 2 6. 3 1, 3 2, 3 3, 3 4, 3 5, 3 6. 4 1, 4 2, 4 3, 4 4, 4 5, 4 6. 6, 5 1, it's 5 1, 5 2, 5 3, 5 4, 5 5, 5 6, 6 1, 6 2, 6 3, 6 4, 6 5 and 6 6. These are the total outcomes. So if you count the number of outcomes here, it's a matrix of 6 into 6, 36. So total number of outcomes, if you say total number of outcomes are 36 over here. Now the first question, 5 will not come up either of the times. So if you see all these row numbers, here I should not count this and then this one. Here again you'd say where 5 should not appear, he said. So I'll eliminate all the cases where 5 appears. So I have eliminated all the cases where 5 appears. So out of 36, how many are removed? In this column 6, in this row also 6, but since 5 5 is common, I should count it only for once. So total 11, you can count them 1 2 3 4 5 6, 1 2 3 4 and 5. So 6 plus 5, total 11 are in favor. So should not come. So 11 of them are coming, 5 are coming, and rest of the cases the 5 will not come. So out of 36, if I remove those 11 cases where 5 appears, then I will be left with the cases where the 5 will not appear either of the time. So number of favorable cases here, number of favorable cases will be equal to 25. And what is the probability? We all know probability of an event here. What is the event? You should write this in words. You should write the same question. P of, you should say like this, P of 5 will not come up either of the time. So that sentence you should write it here, and that answer will be number of favorable. We all know the formula, number of favorable out of total number. Total number is what we need to take. So answer here is favorable cases are 25 out of 36. So that's your answer for the first question. Now the second question, a similar one, almost a similar question, just a quite complement kind of a situation. 5 will not come up at least, 5 will come up at least once. So these are all the cases where I can see 5 at least once he said. That means it can also appear for both the times, both the dies. And here you see on the second die 5 appears here. So the first cases are 5 appears on the first die On the second case, 5 appears on the second die, and there can be one common situation where 5 appears on the first die as well as second die. So number of cases here, favorable cases are 11. So probability of, what you will write? 5 will come up at least once. Probability of 5 will come at least once. So is that event is equals to 11 in favor out of 36. 11 in favor out of 36 is the answer for this. Okay. So that's your answer for the 24th question. Now, 25th one, which of the following arguments are correct and which are not? Give reasons for your answer is the question. First one, if 2 coins are tossed simultaneously, there are 3 possible outcomes. 2 heads, 2 tails and 1 of each. Therefore, each of the outcomes, the probability is 1/37. Now, when 2 dice are thrown, there is a difference. Please understand, coin 1, coin 2. That means first coin and second coin. Now here, first coin getting head, second also getting head. First getting head, second tail, then first tail, then head, and both the coins are turning up as tail. So you can observe the number of possible outcomes are coming as 4. Now here he said 2 heads. He defined this. He said 2 tails. He also considered this. But here, this one, he said 1 of each. 1 of each means 1 head, 1 tail. Now, when I'm talking about 1 head and 1 tail, we should remember getting head on first coin, tail on the second is different, and getting tail on the first coin and getting head on the second is a different. So, getting first and second coin is important. Here, the order is important. So first coin getting head, first coin getting tail are 2 different situations. So he said he took these 2 as one situation, therefore he got only 3 possible ways. Whereas we actually have here 4 possible outcomes. If you see my previous videos on the basics, you will find total number of outcomes will be 2 square. What is the base 2 here? Base 2 will be the number of sides of a coin, and the power will be number of coins which you are throwing. So 2 coins. So total number of outcomes are 4. Now the probability of any of the event here, there are 4 events you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Getting the outcome as any of the event is 1/4 as possibility, probability. So my answer have to be 1/4 here, not 1/3. So therefore no is the answer for this. Whereas coming to the second one, a die is thrown, there are 2 possible outcomes, an odd number or an even number. Therefore, the probability of getting an odd number is 1/2. Now, generally, when I'm talking about die, friends, the outcomes are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now, you can see half of them are odd numbers and remaining half of them are even numbers. So, if I'm saying what is the probability of getting an odd number, I'll say 1/2 chances. That is half the chances are there. And what is the probability of getting an even number? Again 1/2. Now you can also, while writing the answer, you need to be little more, while writing the answer, you should write more points here, which are very important to describe in the answer. The first thing what you should say is, all these events, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, are equally likely. That means the probability of getting any of them is 1/6. Okay, so that is important to write. So you write every event have equally, since every event is equally likely, getting an odd number is same as getting an even number. So half of them are odd numbers, so getting an odd number is 1/2, and half of them are even numbers, getting even number is again 1/2. This is very important to write down, and then you describe in your own words. So we did fair number of questions in this. Try the remaining questions, the example questions in the book, and have a better practice on it. Any case you don't follow, please comment on the video. Okay, thank you all.